Guys, welcome back to An Artist in Progress. It's been about 2 weeks since my first post, and I wanted to talk about some things that I will be focusing on for the next, month or two, maybe not 2 months, maybe a month, and just go from there. Well, this past week it was a little bit challenging. My two younger kids were home from school for an entire week for winter break. It's just crazy because it feels like they're out of school. Like every month they're out of school for a week. It's just I don't know how they do things these days, but yeah, it just feels like they're always at home, which is not a bad thing. But like for me, I work from home, and also I'm trying to create some consistency in my schedule, so it's a bit challenging, but we make it work as best as we could. But anyways, a couple of the things I wanted to talk about that I'm going to be focusing on for the next month or so is there's three things that I want to be intentional about as an artist this time around. I don't feel like I was very intentional about it the first time, and I kind of feel like I was all over the place, I did a lot of fan art. I would practice anatomy here and there, mostly drawing from like anatomy books, and I used to do a little bit gestures, like 15, 20-second gestures, but like I said, nothing consistent. It was kind of all over the place. But anyways, three of the things that I want to focus on is anatomy, drawing from memory, and just making meaningful mistakes as an artist. The first one, anatomy, it's pretty much where everybody starts as an artist. If you're trying to draw like life drawing or portraits or comic books or whatever, it's usually where most people start, or at least where I started. But I didn't really take it seriously. I didn't really understand the importance of learning how to draw anatomy and just continually practicing, because it's one of those things that anatomy is not one of those things to where like if you draw it, you get good at drawing it once, you never have to revisit it again. Like I've learned from other professional artists that anatomy is one of those things to where like you just keep working on it. You try to use references as much as you can. You draw from memory, but you also make sure you use references to make sure like the anatomical structure of whatever you're creating, it's correct, for the type of art that you're trying to do. And for me, like I've used anatomy books in the past that I would buy from Barnes & Noble, and it was helpful in the sense that I was drawing it, but I wasn't doing anything beyond just drawing it, I wasn't trying to like put it in practice. I thought that the more I drew it, I would just get better at it, and I would just naturally get better at anatomy, and so this time around, I want to be a little bit more intentional about it, learning like specific muscles and learning how the arm looks when it's flexed versus when it's relaxed, learning how to draw the body from different perspectives, like all of those things. Like for me, like I want to get better at that, and in order for me to move forward and on this journey, I want this to be one of the things that I focus on for the next month. The second thing would be drawing from memory. This one is a lot harder, but from my understanding, it's supposed to enhance your spatial awareness and your ability to recall, and it helps with workflow and speed. So you're easily able to create things without always having to like go back to references when you're trying to mock up really quick drawings. And this is one of those things for me that I did not practice at all. You know, when I started out on my journey, like I just thought that once I was done with something, I would spend like an hour drawing something, and I would just leave it alone, and I would just go to bed, and I would just wake up, and I would just do something else, you know? I'm learning that. Actually, I learned this technique from when I was in school taking classes, and it's called, it's like helping recall. And you would study something, and you would try to remember or regurgitate as much as you remember reading to help the information stick more. And so I'm applying that to drawing. So as I'm learning new ways to like draw anatomy, or I'm learning anatomy, also I want to have better muscle memory when it comes to recalling like how the muscles look in certain perspectives, or when the arm is flexed versus relaxed, or how the head looks at this angle, or how the back looks when your shoulders are going back versus forward. So that's one of the things that I'm also gonna be working on, is just drawing from memory. And it can be kind of scary, you know, in the early stages, or you might not feel like you're making a lot of progress, but I definitely know that I've been applying this for the last couple weeks, and I can tell you that so far I pretty much remember like everything that I've studied so far, you know? And this can be as simple as just you spend 30 minutes working on hands. Just try to spend 10 minutes like trying to recall like what drawing from your drawing hands and what they look like, without having to go back and look at the reference picture or the anatomy picture. And the last thing that I'm going to be focusing on is making meaningful mistakes and focusing on the things that make me uncomfortable as an artist. I think this one, I'm not sure, I can't speak for everyone, but I know when I was younger, it was a lot easier for me to draw without really caring like how my art looked, or whether or not the picture came out right, or how close it looked to the original picture I was drawing, especially when I was doing a lot of fan art, you know, as a kid. So it didn't really bother me. But as I've gotten older, you know, I worked in a lot of bad habits, and started getting more self-conscious about my art, and then just started comparing it to like any and everything, you know, and because my art didn't look as good as their art, I kind of did my best to avoid the uncomfortable parts, and I just stuck with what was easier, or just help my art look better in the moment, but it didn't really help me grow as an artist. And so for me, making meaningful mistakes is just like embracing my imperfections or failed attempts, and just realizing that's part of the creative process. And like, I just got to keep pushing through it. If something doesn't look right, just push through, finish it, and then look at it, assess it, see where you went wrong, and then go at it again and try to improve that, you know? And like I said, it's a lot of work, but I feel like it's one of those things for me that once I get past that, I would be able to just freely create without being too judgmental on my own art, and stop comparing it to everybody else's. But anyway, that's pretty much it for now. Those are the 3 things that I'm going to be working on for the next month or so. I'll try to post a little bit more to show you guys some updates on some before and after pictures, and then we can just go from there. Anyways, thanks for support and watching the videos, and remember to keep creating. Thank you guys.